Alright, that should work. Yeah, cool. Make sure everything is sounding okay. Yeah, cool. Make sure everything is sounding... Yep, it is. Right? Because, I'll be honest, chat, I have no idea where to put the, first hair fits, but I also have no idea where to ever put the camera for streaming, because I either put it here in the top left corner like you're seeing right now, or there are times where we put it in the bottom right corner, but when we put it in the bottom right corner, that's when we get to the point of, you know, when we're seeing the player card of what our matchup is, what his build name is, it completely blocks it. So I feel like the top left is probably the best, I would say it's probably the best place for a camera, but once again, something I'm still figuring out. So we're currently on the builder screen right now because we have a 97 overall, 3-level scoring threat. This was our day one stretch big KD build we made day one. The 99 interior scoring playmaker. The center that I love, even though everyone else hates it. This is a guard build that this is not for certain that we're going to be doing a guard build, but it's something that is still in the works, so we're putting just a pin in this of when we make a guard build some point in the year, maybe in 2025, make something like this, but I'm still working this out. The 3-level scoring threat, the stretch big that we previously made on the last stream, or one of the last streams, and I called it do-rag because, as you can see, we're in a do-rag. We got wilt, and then the 3 and D wing. And then we got all these other save files that are completely empty. Am I planning on having 15 my player builds over the course of the year? Absolutely not. Because I don't even think I can come up with 15 different builds, right? Like, I can maybe come up with, you know, at max 8, and then, you know, call that a year. But, like, I feel like 8 is pushing it. But the reason why we are highlighting, you know, do-rag Dimmadome, as you're seeing right here, is we take a look, 98 overall, this is the attributes, if you haven't seen, 80 finishing, so we get 85 dunking, so we get, you know, the LeBron dunk package, elite alley-oops, 90 plus shooting, which is elite, 70s playmaking, 70 defense, 80 rebound, and he's fast, sits, power forward, so if you want to make this, you can do it. The badges, as you can see, we got legendary set shot specialist, Hall of Fame shifty shooter, gold Deadeye, gold dimer, gold limitless range, and then we're still working out on these. But yeah, for a build that we made pretty recently, the fact that we pretty much have it already maxed out in a week, which is great. I also want to see if I can remember the custom jump shot we have. Damn it, slightly late. Green. 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 Damn it. Speed boost! Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have the best drone move animations. A lot of this stuff is just on Pro, or like, I want to say we have these, yeah, we have the Zion Williamson dribble style. So, it's not the fastest in the world, but, you know, we can still work with it. We can still cook up with it. Goddamn. Don't you worry, we will be hopping into random rec because that's all we have at the moment. And we will be using the typical prototypical center we always use on random rec, which I love it. I feel the most effective when we run that build, the center build with a 99 rebound, 99 passing. I feel the most effective when we use that build, just stating a fact. I feel the most effective. I feel like stats-wise, it's the easiest build to put up the best stats and have the best game. That's just me. But yeah, as you can see, all these badges are maxed out. We're just working on Deadeye, maxed out. Arrow Wizard, which we will get to gold, maxed. And then Slippery Off Ball. It isn't maxed, but to me, it's a badge that's pretty useless. It doesn't do anything, doesn't change anything. It's just there. Like, Slippery Off Ball to me has always been one of the most useless badges year after year after year. Like, I don't know why it's always in the game. It's entirely useless. I don't know what it does. I don't understand the purpose of it. But yeah, so pretty much for a build that we made like I think a week ago, the fact that it's already like maxed out is great. Now I will say that is something that I do like about this game, and something that I definitely hated in last year's game 2K24, where not only do you have to worry about badge aggression, but the amount of time it took to upgrade players, upgrade builds, upgrade badges. It sucked. It was time consuming. But as you can see, we made the build a week ago and it's pretty much maxed out. So if you wanted to play, Rec with friends, or if anybody was on, I would run this build, and I feel like I would at least be serviceable because we are maxed out, which is great. But I think now that we did this build, this is pretty much maxed out. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 maxed out builds, and I like them. Obviously, I like some better than others. Not saying what builds I like more. Not saying it at all. I think the next build, just to switch it up, probably is going to be this 3-and-D Wayne. Right? Because I do want to make a lockdown. I do want to make a lockdown build. Of course, we'll wear the mascot because doesn't this look intimidating? If you saw this lockdown build wearing this mascot, would you not be intimidated? 80 finishing, 87 3-pointer, 92 perimeter defense, 91 steal. And then he's also very fast as well. I would say Gold Challenger, Gold Glove, Gold Interceptor, Gold On-Ball Menace, Gold Immovable Enforcer. Yeah. So, I think when it comes to the lockdown build, I think I'm wanting to wait on making the lockdown build fully and, buying VC for it, grinding them out, getting all the badges. Because of this, of cap breakers, right? Because to me, if I want to make a lockdown build, I want it to have Hall of Fame and legendary badges, like perimeter defense, steal. Like as you can see, we only can get up to a 92 steal. We only can get up to a 96 perimeter defense. Now, what badges does that give us? Maybe someone in the Hall of Fame, right? But I want to have as much, I want to be able to get as much bang for my buck for a lockdown build when it comes to perimeter defense and steal, right? With cap breakers in mind, right? I feel like this is a good prototypical, trial run demo version of the lockdown build, the 3-and-D Wayne we want to make. But I feel like before we spend time in buying VC for the build and grind out getting the badges for it, getting the lockdown build, grind out, ready to go for online play, I feel like we have to hit Star 3 first, so then we get the 6 cap breakers, right? Or however many we get, from future seasons. Depends on how long it takes me to get to Star 3. But once you hit Star 3, then it's like, okay, now let's make the lockdown 3-and-D Wayne with cap breakers in mind, because that will save us so much attribute points instead of max improved defense out to a 99 and going from a 25 overall to like a 70 overall immediately, because it's going to be very, very expensive. We can intentionally reduce how much we put on the perimeter defense or steal because of the cap breakers and still get all the badges, right? That comes with a 99 steal, even if we don't build it up that way originally. So I feel like that is why we're currently putting the 3 and D win on the shelf until we hit starter 3. Right? And as far as when we hit starter 3, we are currently 50% of the way to starter 2. And starter 3 gets us the cap breaker. So if I had to guess, if we are 50% until starter 2 in the middle of November, let's see. Let's just theorize for a second. 50% starter 2 in the beginning to mid-November. Begin December, could we hit starter 2? I think so. If we don't hit it by December, I feel like we'll be close, around 70-80% to starter 2 by December. But I feel like maybe at the latest, the new year, we hit starter 2. So starter 3, maybe in like February, March, we hit starter 3, which that probably feels like it's way too late. I'm probably way overblowing it. And turns out on January 1st, we hit starter 3. If that's the case, great. We hit it way sooner than I predicted. But if I had to make a guess, a theory, a hypothetical estimated guess, right? 50% to starter 2. Because when did we hit starter 1? Let's see. Let me pull up the video. We hit starter 1. Now, the problem is, I can't say it fully accurate because the day the stream was uploaded on YouTube, on the archive channel, and when it actually was made in real time, when we actually did the stream, it's not accurate, right? Because there are times where we do a stream and then a few days later to a week later, sometimes even a few weeks later, the stream finally gets up on YouTube. But we technically hit starter 1 on October 5th. That's when the YouTube video was uploaded. It was October 5th, we hit starter 1. We are currently halfway to starter 2 in mid-November. So logically, if we hit starter 1 in October and we're halfway in November, logically, at the latest, you would think we hit starter 2 by like the beginning of December, right? Begin December, logically, is when we'll hit starter 2. Like, that just makes sense logically, right? It took us a month, you know, around there to hit 50% for starter 2. So logically, another month to get the other 50% since we're halfway there, right? That, to me, makes sense. That's my guess. December, sometime in that month, is when we'll hit starter 2. So maybe starter 3 is like January, February, March. Like something in that range, I feel, is pretty accurate as far as starter 3. And then we will make the lockdown build around March, April, and then have fun. Which also makes sense, logically, just in the past 2K games. Because, for instance, in 2K21 current gen, aka, I would say, as far as like the new recent wave of 2K games, which I would classify the new 2K games, Saga, in 2K19 and on, my favorite has been 2K21 current gen. And I say all that because in that rep system it was, if I'm not mistaken, rookie, pro, all-star, superstar, elite, or is it veteran? I think it was veteran. Legend. And that was it. I bring that all up because starter 1, no, I keep getting mixed up. Superstar 1 was the rep you needed to be able to go shirtless, as opposed to here where it was rookie 3, I think, or rookie 4. Rookie 4. Reason why I bring that up, there's a point to it, is because we hit that around like February, March, but like Dakota, for instance, he hit it in like November, December. So, you know, he hit starter 3 around like October, November. Me, on the other hand, took me like February and March. So, if we're going with that logic in the past, it just makes sense, right? Around February, March, if I had to make a guess of when we're going to get starter 3, I would say February, March. Around that time just feels right. Like, it just adds up. And then we'll make the lockdown build. But once again, enough talking. Let's just hop into random rec and just have a good time, have fun, and hope we do not get sold, and hope the lag is not terrible. Even though the last time we played rec, it wasn't too bad lag-wise. It was actually pretty smooth. Other than a few hiccups there and there, but the game wasn't stuttering, which was great. It actually was playable to an extent. Let me make sure everything is all set up correctly since we have been changing other builds. Pass target openness is 100 still, perfect. Let me make sure the animation's not been reset. De'Aaron Fox, Jokic, KD free throw, Sabonis, Ben Simmons. I want to use the Tyrese Haliburton pass style. I understand how good it is. I understand how fast it is. Dakota swerves wide as well. But I don't know. I swear, I just have the worst luck when it comes to Tyrese Haliburton, right? The fact that I have a 99 pass accuracy, and this goes for even last year as well. I don't know what it is about my luck, but I have the worst luck, the worst RNG when it comes to Tyrese Haliburton pass style, right? For some reason, whenever I throw the Haliburton pass style on, it is like, I don't know if it's just ran the code with me, but it's a thing where it's like at least a few times every single game, I have to throw an over-the-head pass where it goes over their head and it's a turnover by me, right? Despite me having all the Hall of Fame or this game legend passing badges, a legend break starter, a 99 pass accuracy, the guy is open and everything, still goes over his head. But when I put on like the De'Aaron Fox pass style and I make the exact same pass, exact same time and everything, it's more on the money, right? And that's the reason why, like, for instance, I was using like, you know, Steph Curry for a little bit, or, you know, LaMelo Ball, right? Those are other pass styles I've used throughout the course of this year. Because I don't know why, I just have the worst luck with Haliburton. Like, I try him every now and then, but then I realize, you know, mid-game, after putting the Haliburton back on, like, oh yeah, I remember why I don't use this. And it's just annoying, right? It's stupid and annoying. And you know what's also annoying? All right. Cool. That's going to be a lot better. You know what's also annoying? I know, seamless transition. What's also annoying is game chat and the 2K community. So to avoid all that, let me just quickly hop into party chat so then I'm not in game chat so people don't hear me and I don't hear other people because I just don't want to deal with that at all. Like, that's just toxicity that I just don't want to deal with ever at all, right? It's just stupid and annoying. And that's just the 2K, community in a nutshell. It's just stuff I don't want to deal with. It's a very quick avoidance. It's just going to party chat and not allowing me to be able to be heard and also not being able to hear other people, which that's great, right? So I'm currently guarding a two-way inside-out playmaker. And he plays through three, the Proving Grounds. That's what it's called, the ranked mode. So, all right. Should be interesting. He is skinny, and looks like he has the Chet Holmgren face scan. So I'm assuming he literally made just a Chet build, right? He has the face scan. He has the number. I'm assuming he has he made the build like the shades of Chet. So this is gonna be interesting. So we're going up against Chet in 2K. All right. This should be interesting. Maybe that's what I titled this stream is go up against Chet in 2K. Mine. It was in my hands. All right. All right, 2K. We don't have to go show bias towards Chet. Y'all can calm down. Thanks for retraining, buddy. Thanks for being annoying. Well, once again, that's a 2K community in a nutshell. Is just full of annoying people. Board. Pass out to you. What? Come on. And had I got the rebound, I was going to pass to the guy in the corner. Because that was supposed to happen. You bitch. I should have... Alright. I don't like getting past 2 assists. Because what does that do for my stats? What does that do for my bot score? I can't get assist numbers and look good and look like I had a good game if my assist numbers are down because, I got a lot of pass to assist. There we go. Right? I got to get assist numbers to prove to people that this is a good build. It's a usable build. I can get rebounds. I can get assists. I can score when push comes to shove. It's not as useless as people claim it to be. I say that and I should have gotten that rebound. But we'll work on it. First game on. Haven't been on for a few days, so we're good. I'm not freaking out. I'm chill. I'm in a good mood right now. Oh, okay. It wasn't a turnover on me, at least, so... Cool? Alright. I mean, it works for me. Right? I mean, as long as I don't get the turnover because my teammates are stupid, that's fine. Right? As long as I don't get punished for my teammates' bad choices, then that's fine. We're good. We got points out of that. We didn't get a turnover because teammates tried to force me or something, which I guess wouldn't surprise me. All right, this is going to be a game. This is going to be a game. I hope it's going to be a good, fun game. I wanted to have a fun stream. First time back. Ah, screw you, Chet. Every time it looks like I'm going to get the rebound because I'm right there. No one's getting back because that's fun. All right, well, team-wise, this has not been great. Not a great start, team-wise. But as long as I'm performing, as long as I do good, then that's what matters. As long as I have a good game. As long as I do my job, I'm happy. I'm still good. My job is to get rebounds and get assists. And if we do that, then great. I'm doing my job. The problem is, since I'm guarding someone like Chet, A, they're going to be faster. And B, they're able to shoot. So I want to, get rebounds, but I also have to camp on the perimeter. And I do not trust the power forward is able to get rebounds and help me out. So we're kind of just screwed. I don't trust the power forward to get rebounds. I don't trust the power forward to do much of anything, if we're being honest. Very tight coverage? Okay. I mean, maybe not the best take, but I wouldn't consider that very tight coverage. I would consider that maybe just tight coverage, but very tight? Did the power forward quit? That was in my hands. That was quite literally in my hands. Also, the power forward did quit, so great. That helps out a lot because now I don't have to worry about the power forward not doing anything. I trust the AI is going to do a lot better. But that was literally in my hands. Right? So I trust the AI to do something as opposed to a real person, which how sad is that? How sad is I can rely on artificial intelligence program more than a real person? But you gotta do what you gotta do. So I don't feel bad about going to the perimeter then. Because I can trust the AI to get a rebound. Thank you. Thanks for taking the bait. Bait! Ah, come on. I try to go for the back-to-back. I try to get the back-to-back twice. I try to do the bait twice. I try to do the BBB. The back-to-back bait. But no. Unfortunately, I'm not part of Big Baller brand. Me? But come on. All right. How is that tight coverage? That was open. All right. See, the contest system, I don't get it sometimes. There is no way I would consider that tight. Right, that is not tight coverage at all. That should be considered open. He was in the air, and he wasn't near me at all. Like, this is real basketball. That would be considered an open shot. Just saying. Point guard's playing decent. I would say point guard and me are probably having the best game so far. Okay. I don't know about that one, but sure. Sure, 2K. I guess you could say that was 3 seconds, but I don't know about that, but not gonna fight it, not gonna get mad. Want to stay positive. How? Again? I got robbed of an assist there. But I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get mad. I want to stay positive. I want to stay positive. Not going to get mad. We can't guard the perimeter at all. So, great. We can't make passes. Fantastic. I mean, I just had to taunt. For a block like that, I just had to taunt. Please someone make something. Nope, of course not. Can't rely on teammates to do anything. Weird enough, am I shooting the best? Or is the point guard? I think I'm technically shooting the best percentage on the team. Which is wild. Despite my fuck-ups, which I will admit, I have fucked up a few times. Some of them is due to my own fault, my own human error. But other times it is indeed questionable. I'm like, I don't know about that one. But I feel like we'll play better in the second half. I'm not too worried. We're gonna lose, right? Like, that's gonna happen. We are going to lose. Can we cut down the turnovers? I do hate the out of bounds one where it's like, I'm not in the paint at all, but 2K still gives you a turnover. That is something that is an immediate fix for next year. They need to cut that out. I have a theory of why those plays happen, but indeed it is just a theory. And the theory is, I've said this on previous streams, so Apologies on repeating, but the theory is this year 2K removed a very common, very popular badge, Slither Finisher, which allowed you to, wrap around baskets and, cut underneath the basket, right? And be able to, do layups or dunks. 2K removed that badge, and to me, I think ever since they removed the badge, now it's way more often you get times where you are getting a turnover in the paint, even though your feet are nowhere near the out of bounds line. But since they moved the Slithy finisher, you're no longer able to get away with stuff. So that's my theory as to why turnovers happen now. In the paint so often. It's because they removed the badge, so now there is absolutely no leeway. But to me, they did a little too aggressive. Where you're getting turnovers even though they should not even be happening. Oh, I'm injured. Hey, of course not. Board. Another pass to assist. I hate you people. Man, I couldn't get there in time. I've saved you on other blocks, but I couldn't save you there. Hey, thanks for the lob. I did not think teammates were going to hit me. I did not think they were going to hit me at all. I thought he was going to take up himself and be a selfish prick, but nope. Teammates did the right play for once. That is very shocking. Oh, you... Why that animation? Why did I get that animation? God, that is so annoying. You were wide open, you prick. Right, but why did I get that animation? Chet was, jumping out of the paint. There was someone else there, but I was a foot taller than them. So even though I'm shooting over someone who I'm a foot taller over, it was still a miss because for some reason I did like an under the hand layup. Why? Why did I do an underhand layup? If I did my typical overhand layup, I feel like that would have gone in. But because it was underhand, it was way easier for them to contest it. That was annoying. Maybe I need to stop passing a small forward. Considering he shot 16 times. I don't know. I just see, whenever I get the ball, I just see him as the first one down. So I'm going to pass to him. That was a turnover on me? All right. Well, this is a very rough start to this stream playing. Go up against a random rec team, playing with these teammates. Now look, admittedly, yes, I will say, am I playing the best? No. Is this the best of what I'm capable of? Absolutely not. Right? I am definitely capable of a lot better. Right? No denying that. I'm definitely capable of a lot better. And I feel like I will be better. Just gotta remove the rain rust. Oh, what? Thank you. Give me that ball. Like, I feel like that one should have been mine. Right? Like, I perfectly contested Chet there, like, 3 separate times I made a good contest. Like, I should have been rewarded there. So I moved the ring rust in the first game, and I feel like we'll be good. I didn't jump too early. I thought I'd be able to do a putback dunk, but alas, it didn't work. All right. So we're going to lose, unfortunately, but honestly, just go for stats now. If I can have a good stat line, I'll be happy. Right? That's what I'm targeting for now, is just a good stat line. Right? If I can have maybe 15 points and, 15, 20 rebounds, then I feel that's pretty good. That's a good start. Good setup to the future. Not going to have 15 points if we get, teammates like this. Man, they're just ripping everything. Block. Give me the rebound. I deserve a rebound. I deserve something. I got the block. I play good defense. I deserve to be rewarded. Of course not. Double alert. Thank you. All right. That's a good start. And except for the assists, which sucks. I do wish I had a better assist stat line, but overall, me and Shed have a very similar stat line. Me. You bitch. You bitch. But yeah, very similar stat line. We both have 10 points, 14, 18 rebounds. We both had 3 blocks until right then, where he just got his 4th. The only thing he truly has me beat in is assists, but it's because, of course, I got a lot of pass to assists. So if we added our actual assists and our pass to assists, we would have 7, 8, 9 pass to assists. So overall, very even stat line of Chet, which I'll take it. It's not a complete domination matchup if we're, canceling each other out and playing the same. Play on even playing field. So it's not as dominating of a loss as you may think. Just look at the scoreboard and the teammate grade. It's not as dire as you would think. See, now we have 4 blocks. 5! And we got takeover. I'm on you, Chet. Thank you. So, we have more blocks. Problem is, he has way more assists. Damn it. It was just underneath them. All right, well, first game on. Not too bad. You know, it could have gone a lot worse. I played decent. If I had to give a number rating, I would say I played like man. Being honest, I would say first half, maybe like 4 out of 10. But then the second half, we jumped it up to like maybe 6 or 7 out of 10, right? Re-ramped it up, played more our game, and finished a stat line that we are pretty much capable of. You know, double-double, a lot of rebounds, good amount of assists, good amount of blocks. Maybe getting dunked on a few times, right? But we definitely played a lot better in the second half than the first. Like, if we played how we were doing the second half in the first, then maybe we would have more than 10 assists and beat out Chet. Maybe this game would be close. But unfortunately not. It is what it is, though. I mean, the power forward did score 24 on our teammate who then turned into an AI. So, in my opinion, that's truly the reason we lost. Is because the power forward had 24. I bet. So I would say that's the real reason we lost this game. Was because the power forward. Go up with it. Thank you. I'm like, please do not rob me of that assist. You're wide open. I literally passed you because you're right under the basket. Do not rob this from me. All right, that's game. We lost by 40, but we played decent. Once again, we played a lot better in the second half. Chet was player of the game, but, you know, he had 14 and 20. I had 10 and 18. So, it's not as dire as you may think, I promise. Right? I promise, it's not as dire as you think. Ten, 18, 5, and 5. We almost had a 5-by-5 game versus 14, 20, and 5. So they both had 5 blocks. But yeah, without a doubt, we played a lot better in the second half compared to the first. I feel like there's no denying that. I would like to leave because I don't want to play with those teammates. Even though they all left, but still, I would like to leave. What badge do we get? Oh, Maximum Overdrive. Even though I don't care. Because every single badge we have is maxed out. Don't believe me? Maxed. And there we go. The only thing that's not maxed is Bailout. That is the one badge that is not maxed out of our entire player. Is Bailout. And think about it. We have it on gold, which is a huge overkill. We're never passing out of a jump shot. So we do not need Bailout. Like, if Bailout was removed from the game, removed from this build, I wouldn't care. It doesn't change how I play at all. I do not need Bailout. If I had the option to delete a badge from my player, I would do this because I don't need Bailout at all. There's no reason for it. Right? I just feel like gold is overkill as well. So, like, why do we have Bailout? I don't need it at all. Promise. Alright, let's hop back in. Alright. We played decent, I guess, in the first half. But then we played a lot better in the second half once we figure it out. So hopefully, we play a lot better in the first half. I would say that's the hope. In the meantime, I guess we will just wait. Alright. So, 2 players, that's fun. We probably will have to leave and go back in at some point. So, as you can see by the clock, it is 1:15 in the morning. What is on my mind for today? What is on my mind? Dragon Ball could be on my mind. But I feel like when it comes to my opinions on Dragon Ball, I feel like I want the group here to share my thoughts on it because it helps me be able to share my thoughts and bounce off, and whether, you know, what I'm saying is accurate and it's true. We're just going to leave. What I think is accurate and truthful, or I'm just a huge dumbass and I don't know anything, which is also probably true. So, oh no. Like, it's different because, like, I didn't mind sharing my thoughts on, like, you know, MHA or JJK or the MHA movie when that came out, because it was my own thoughts and opinions. But when it comes to Dragon Ball, right, like, I don't know anything. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Compared to the group who has seen it religiously, nonstop. So when it comes to my thoughts and opinions on stuff, I feel like I need a group here to bounce off my ideas, bounce off my thoughts. Like, this is what I'm thinking. But then again, what gives someone to talk about would fill time. I want to repeat. Alright, so my view on Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball Z, just only. I don't know how to feel. I do not know how to feel about it. it's, I don't know. This is probably the most, because I haven't seen that many anime, so I don't know if I can say this. But I feel like this is the most, so far, out of the animes I've seen of Naruto, both OG and Shippuden, Death Note, MHA, JJK for what I'm seeing, Dragon Ball Z. I feel like that's all the animes. Yeah. I would say out of all those, Dragon Ball so far, it's the hardest one for me to decide whether I like it or not. Which sounds absurd because Dragon Ball Z, it's not just Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball Z, people talk about it as the holy grail, as one of the most popular pieces of media in the entire human race, right? When you think of anime, like one of the first things you think of, if not the first thing you think of, is Dragon Ball Z, of how iconic it is, right? When it comes to animes, like everyone's first anime is probably Dragon Ball Z for good reason, right? And I don't know how to feel about it, right? Because, once again, not to repeat myself because I'm sure I'm going to, say it with the group here. So, not to repeat myself, but you know what? Honestly, when has that stopped me before from saying my opinion, sharing my thoughts on something, and, when the group's here, repeat myself and say the same thing, right? My problem with Dragon Ball is, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know whether I like it or not. And for context, I am currently around 100 episodes in. I am getting to the end of the Frieza arc on Namek, and then it's going to be the Cell arc, which I've heard the Cell arc is perfect as peak Dragon Ball, so we'll see. We'll see about that. But for context, that is where I'm at. So I've seen about 100 episodes of Dragon Ball Z. And to me, that is my main problem. That's my main conundrum. And that is why I don't know whether I like it or not. Is because of how many episodes I've seen. That's what makes it complicated. Because here's why. Let me break it down. Every anime that I've seen, whether I've liked it like as much as Naruto, or I didn't like it like JJK, right? The ones that I did see through and through, the ones I did like, the ones that are indeed iconic and will, live with me forever. I want Dragon Ball to be the same, right? I want Dragon Ball to be the same. I want Dragon Ball to be the same as this god right here. And there's a line because reasons. Damn it. I try to pass out the person in the corner. But as I was saying, as I was talking, I don't know how to feel about Dragon Ball because of all the animes I've seen, if we go on the list, there's a certain moment or there's a certain episode where I look on it falling like, yes, this is why. Thank you. Thanks for being dumb and give me easy points. But there's a certain episode or a certain moment, especially very early on, where I'm like, yes, this is why I'm going to watch the series through and through. And when I finish the series, this is why I'm going to look back on it and remember, yes, this is the moment that made me like the series to begin with. And this is what made me enjoy it. And this is what made me see it through to the end. And OG Naruto, it's a few moments. It's the first episode when Naruto's able to finally do the Shadow Clone Jutsu because, the beginning of the episode and the entire episode that's been working up to is him not being able to do the Shadow Clone Jutsu because every time he does it, he does a weird like mannequin test dummy instead of a real person, right? But the end of the episode, it caps off with him actually being able to do the Shadow Clone Jitsu. And when I saw that moment, I'm like, okay, this is why I'm going to like Naruto. The second moment, which I would say is more iconic, is when we meet Kakashi and it's the bell test, which is without a doubt the bell test, like 2 episodes, without a doubt is some of my favorite, top 5 even, favorite episodes of Naruto, whether we're included in OG or Shippuden. It is that fucking good to me. I hate you! I'm having a good time. I'm having a good moment. I'm trying to stay positive. But I hate you all. But, yeah, as I was saying, you have the Shadow Clone moment at the end of the first episode, but then you have the Bell Test, which is one of my favorite episodes to ever exist. And mind you, that is either episode 1 or at worst, at the very latest, episode 3 and 4 of the series. Is the moment that came together. I'm like, yes, I'm going to love Naruto. I'm going to watch it through and through, and I love this series. I see why it's popular. I see why people like it. I'm going to watch it. Right? That was when the moment hit for me for OG Naruto. The first anime I've ever watched was those moments. And Shippuden, it wasn't that, high because, to me, I was just watching Shippuden just because, well, I enjoyed Naruto so much. So I'm going to continue watching, of course. But if I'm not mistaken, the moment that hit home for, okay, that was just a bad read. I was just the wrong button. But in Shippuden, I want to say the Gaara Datara fight was pretty iconic, pretty cool. I'm like, okay, the animation's a lot better, the fights are a lot better. Okay, I'm into it. I like it. Hopefully we were able to stop the turnovers. Some of it, I will say, is not my fault. It's just people being annoying. But I will indeed try to stop the turnovers. I feel like it doesn't help that for a build like mine, that's not supposed to score points, has 10 of 15. I feel like that doesn't help. But, so that's OG and Shippuden. More iconic for OG, but, still there. And then we jump into MHA was next. I'm going in order of the ones I've seen, because otherwise we would say JJK is technically next. But we go to MHA. And MHA, very similar with OG Naruto, there was 2 moments, 2 episodes in the beginning of the series where I'm like, okay, I like this. I'm hooked. I'm on board. Right? The setup you're currently presenting of what this series is all about, I like it. I'm intrigued. And those moments were when All Might announced that Deku was going to get the All for One quirk and be All Might's successor. It was emotional and it was great. I liked it. Right? I liked it. Because similar to, the Shadow Clone moment in OG Naruto, it was clearly building up to something, right? It was building up that moment in MHA, and to see the payoff was great. And once I saw the payoff, I'm like, all right, I like this. I'm on board. And the other moment I would say is when Deku and Bakugo fight, at that training spar session where they're in the building where it's like, oh, Deku and Uruka are the heroes, and it was Bakugo and who is the other makeup villain in that test? I don't remember. But if you've seen the series, you know what episode I'm talking about. Where it's a test of 2v2 spar sessions. Here's those villains. These are the hero teams, and these are the villain teams. Deku and Uruka was the hero team. Bakugo and I can't remember who was on Bakugo's team. That was also a great episode. I liked it. There's a lot of history of Deku and Bakugo, so that can be hooked and intrigued. So, once again, I liked it. 2 moments in MHA in the very, very beginning, within the first 5 episodes, where I'm like, alright, I'm intrigued. I like this. I'm going to keep watching. And sure enough, I did. And another series we go to next that I saw through and through was Death Note. And Death Note, the moment that hit home for me of why I finished it was, I want to say it was episode 2 of Death Note, where L was doing the Japanese broadcast where, this person on the TV broadcast is, L, and, he's this great, detective, and, there's never been a mystery he hasn't been able to solve, right? And his name is this, right? And, this is his name, and, we want to see if you're going to kill him or not because, you're being hunted down by this guy. And sure enough, he does die because Light writes the person's name in the Death Note and he dies. Turns out, spoiler alerts, I guess, that was not L. It was a makeup stand-in, person who was just set up there as bait. Which is already genius on its own, right? That's already a good plan. Like, he already got you. But what made it even cooler, and what made the moment even more peak to me, like, it wasn't enough just to set up a, fake person of like, hey, this is not the person who's hunting you down, but we're going to say it is and see how you react. Like, no. That was not enough. What really made it peak was, instead of the broadcast being to all of Japan, right, it went to a very specific region, a very specific city, county of Japan, which is genius. So instead of it going to all of Japan, where it's like, oh, who knows where, Light is, we can't find him out, or I guess where Kira is, we can't figure it out. Great moment right there. But, yeah, so instead of it going to all of Japan, like you would expect, it instead went to a very specific region of Japan, which is perfect, because either one of two things happened, and the show called it out. Either the person stays alive, which means, Kira is not in this region of Japan because they're not watching the broadcast, so the person would not be dead because they would not have been able to see the broadcast, so they would not be able to kill someone for they haven't been able to see, right? But the fact that they didn't kill him, and it's like, oh, you're in this region of Japan because you're able to see this broadcast. And when I saw that moment, I'm like, that is genius. And sure enough, that's what got me hooked, and that's what made me watch the series. But that was episode 2 of Death Note. So, you see a trend of all the animes I saw. Nice. Wait, didn't I say? Did I not say that we're going to play a lot better in the first half? I didn't think we'd be player of the half good, but I'll take it. But, yeah, as I was saying. But if you haven't noticed a trend with OG Naruto, Shippuden, not as much, but still, MHA, Death Note, all the animes I've seen through and through to the end, you can very see there's a trend. There's an episode or two, a moment that I remember that sticks with me forever in the very early parts of the series that is iconic and makes me go, okay, I am intrigued. I want to see how the series plays out. I want to see more. Right? It happened with Naruto. It happened with MHA. It happened with Death Note. And those moments are very early on in viewing. I bring that all up because we're around 100 episodes of Dragon Ball. We haven't gotten that moment yet. Not even close. Nothing even close to those moments where it all hits home, it's iconic, and I'm like, I'm intrigued, I need to see more. I need to see this through the end. We're 100 episodes in, and we haven't gotten anything like those moments. But compared to the other series we watched through and through, within the first, 2 episodes, we see the moment. It all comes together of it being iconic and us seeing it through and through. But we're 100 episodes in, and we haven't got anything. So that's where I'm like, I don't know whether I like Dragon Ball or not. I'm not hating it as much as JJK. It's not that dire. But it has the same problem as JJK, though. Which is going to sound like a huge, huge hot take. And I'm fine with it. But I'm going to say, from my viewing experience so far, it has the same problem as JJK. Where it's like, I am watching all these episodes, and so far, it has not hit home yet. There has not been a moment where I'm like, it is all coming together, and the build-up has been worth it, and I just need to see more. Right now, it feels like I'm just lolling around and just waiting for something to happen. Which was my problem with JJK. So, I know it's going to sound blasphemous for me to compare Dragon Ball Z and JJK, but it's true. To me, they have the same problem. Where I'm just watching all these episodes, it feels like a waste of time, and just hoping that there is some payoff. There is something that happens that, comes together, and it's like, okay, the payoff, the patience, waiting for it to build up actually was worth it because it built up to this. In the other animes, it happened, and it was pretty quickly. But with here, 100 episodes in, nothing's really happened yet. So, it's not as dire as JJK, but I'm saying it's a very similar to problem to JJK of why I never finished it. Is because we watch all these episodes, and I'm like, I don't get it. Where is this going? Where is the moment where it all comes together and is ultimately peak? Because we haven't gotten those moments. I want them. I want a peak moment in JJK where it's like, yes, this is all coming together. This is why people like it. And it was voted Anime of the Year and won every single anime award in existence last year. Or Dragon Ball Z, which is maybe the most iconic anime and one of the most popular pieces of media to ever exist. I want it to come together. I want that moment. And so far, we haven't really gotten that. Which sucks. So yeah, it is not JJK bad. I'm still going to continue to watch it. But I feel like, as an update, I've heard the Cell Saga, the Cell arc, is iconic. And it's, people say, is the best arc in all of Dragon Ball. So, I don't want to say it's a, ultimatum, but to me it kind of is. Where I'm going to watch the Cell arc, and if that's not when it hits home and comes together, I'm like, yes, this is going to make me watch Dragon Ball. If it's not the Cell arc, then I feel like Dragon Ball is just not for me. Right? If you like Dragon Ball, you like Dragon Ball Z especially, then that's great. I'm happy for you. But to me, it's just kind of mid. Right? It's just kind of mid. To me, it's on the same level as a JJK, where I don't get it. I don't get the hype around it. It's overrated, right? But I'm not giving up hope yet. I'm gonna watch a Cell arc, and if it is great, if it is as peak as people say, then great. I'm glad I stuck through it. I'm glad I stuck around, and the wait was worth it. And we're going to continue watching Dragon Ball Z, which is great. But if the arc is not peak, then I may just give up and say, well, I tried watching Dragon Ball and it just wasn't for me. And I feel like that's okay. I feel like that's okay that Dragon Ball just isn't for me. I'm going to stick with Naruto. I'm going to stick with MHA. I'm going to stick with Death Note. I'm going to stick with those other popular animes that are known for their stories, especially Naruto. And that's probably where I'm going to leave it. Probably. So, we'll see what happens. I'm going to watch the Cell arc and we'll see. If it is iconic, fantastic. I will bring you a very, very, very happy update the moment I finish the Cell arc and say, hey guys, I watched the Cell arc. It is indeed peak. It is indeed iconic. I now understand why Dragon Ball Z is as popular as it is. I'm going to watch through it through and through. And have debates of what is better, Naruto or Dragon Ball, right? I want to have those debates. I want to have those conversations. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I want to have those conversations. So, I'm hoping the Cell arc is that good. I want it to be that good. I want to get into actual debates of it's very, very close. Some days I think Naruto's better. Others I think Dragon Ball's better. This is better or this is better. I want to get into those debates. Believe me. So, I'm hoping it's good. I want it to be good. See, I don't want to say like Naruto's not, or actually no. I don't want to say Dragon Ball is not for me and Naruto is for me. But maybe it is. Maybe I'm just someone who's meant to like Naruto and not like Dragon Ball. Right? Because they're totally opposite animes. They're both iconic and they're, two of the most popular animes to ever exist for a reason. But they are completely different. Dragon Ball is known for the slow-paced, fighting, and, Naruto is obviously known for the story beats, but also as fighting, but is really known more for the story and the character development, right? That's more of what Naruto's known for, right? They have iconic fights, sure, but, the characters and the plot and the story is kind of what carries it. Dragon Ball, there's not much of a story, let's just be honest. It's all about fights, which is great. That is what it is, and I accept it. I'm just saying, though, maybe the animes where, they have iconic moments, sure, but it's more tied to a story, a plot, character development, great iconic characters. Like, having that stuff first before set-piece action fighting, right? That's my kind of anime, which maybe. But hey, I'm willing to give Dragon Ball a try. So we'll see. We'll see the Cell arc, and then we will go from there, whether we continue watching or we just give up and look for another anime, which would be Honestly, I don't know. Maybe JJK. Maybe. I have gone on record numerous times, numerous streams, that I do want to give JJK another try. I do want to at least try to watch it again and see if I can stick through it. Right? Because I feel like give it one more try and see if we can stick through with it. Because if it is amazing and I'm able to stick through kind of what I'm doing right now with Dragon Ball, then maybe it all comes together. And I like JJK a lot because it is popular. People really, really do like it. My brother swears by it. So I want to like JJK. So maybe that is next. Or maybe something completely different, brand new. As far as what? Oh no. Other iconic animes that come to mind is Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, not One Piece, One Punch Man. Although, I feel like One Punch Man may be the same problems as, Dragon Ball. May run the same problems because One Punch Man, it's about a story of someone who is, ridiculously overpowered, superpowered, and is able to, as the name goes, is able to win any fight, is able to get through any obstacle by just punching them, and all it takes is one punch, and is able to clear any obstacle, any outcome. Right? So that sounds like more of the Dragon Ball problem, where it's not really story, characters, more of just fighting set pieces. So maybe not One Punch Man? I don't know, we'll see. Or hell, maybe I just watch OG Naruto over again, and then Shippuden over again. Which is probably what may most likely happen if we do decide to say, I give up on Dragon Ball, I'm just going to watch Naruto all over again. Which, you know what? I'm not opposed to it. Because I'm sure, now that I've seen OG and Shippuden, I'm sure there's a lot of moments, there's a lot of, sudden, there's a lot of subtle references and subtle foreshadowing where I feel like I would not have gotten when I watched both series for the first time in my life. I would not have gotten those things. But now that I'm seeing it again with a new light, I'm like, oh, I get it now. Right. Oh, quick example one. When Naruto and Jiraiya meet Tsunade for the first time at the bar, Tsunade says like, this student is, way more outlandish and way more, loud than your previous student, Jiraiya, which I didn't get that at first. I didn't understand what she was referencing, but now that I've seen Shippuden, I know, because Jiraiya had two students, Naruto and Nagato Pain. They were sending Pain all the way back then, but when I was watching OG Naruto back then, I didn't know who Pain was. I didn't know what she was referencing, but when I watched that moment again, I'm like, oh, they were teasing Pain all the way back then, right? So I feel like there's more moments like that where it's like, oh my god, how did I miss that? They made it so obvious. They were teasing this. I just had no idea. So I feel like that's maybe what we do is we watch OG and Shippuden. Maybe not the entire series like complete over again, but like, rewatching parts, halves of Naruto arcs that we liked, or maybe we don't really remember too much. Well, let's just watch this arc. I feel like that's what I was most likely to do, rather than watch a whole series again. Maybe that is what we do. Who knows? But we will watch Dragon Ball through the Cell arc, and then go from there. An hour and a half. Do we do one more game? Yeah, I feel like doing one more game. So yeah, I feel like that is my plans. Watch Dragon Ball, watch a Cell arc, see how it goes. If it's great, we're going to continue watching. Fantastic. I'm happy that's great. I'm happy we stuck through it. And if not, maybe we go the JJK with one final college try route. Or we go like rewatching Naruto or something else. Then maybe do the same thing with MHA where we watch, the tournament with Class 1A, right? Now that Shoto's my favorite character. Maybe we watch stuff. I don't know. We'll see, right? A lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty, and you know what? I kind of like that. No idea what to expect, but we're just going to go with the flow, whether we continue watching Dragon Ball or not. Whether we watch JJK again and see it through or not. Or we go the Naruto route. There's a lot of options out there. Before we go to the final game, though, all right, perfect timing. All right. So that is one thing on my mind, big thing on my mind. Other things on my mind. I'll say other things on my mind. I do feel like doing FNAF Into the Pit on stream since we did hit sub goal in October. I do feel like doing that for sure at some point. But the problem is I do want to find a time to do it. Because if I'm not mistaken, the FNAF Into the Pit game is like, what, 5-6 hours? And I kind of want to, set aside some time to do it. Not saying to do it like all in one stream, but like, when I do actually sit down and play it, I do want to have like, a good chunk of the game done. Right, in the stream as opposed to, playing for a half hour, okay, I'm gonna end stream here, kind of thing. Right? Kind of what we did with Security Breach, where, streams were like, 2.5 hours long, each time. And then maybe the final stream was like, 3 hours, but that was because we were near the end of the game, so we were just, wrapping it up then. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, that was weird. Other things I do want to do for streaming. I do feel like doing something again with Doki Doki related. Just cause. Things that do come to mind. So, I don't know why, right? Legitimately, I don't. But for some reason, all right. So, honestly, I can't remember what month we did it, but there was some stream we did in Doki Doki where we did a drinking game stream where, we made it a drinking game. Literally what it sounds like. We played through the entire Doki Doki Literature Club on stream, the full, 7-8 hours. And we made a drinking game. Like, we had certain rules that we had to follow. Like, for instance, when Monica broke the fourth wall, we had to take a drink, right? Other ones was like, when Yuri started, we took a drink. When Sayori was clearly depressed, but she was hiding it, we had to take a drink. When someone died, we had to take 2 drinks. So we had to follow those kind of rules. For some reason, I don't know what happened, YouTube permanently deleted the video. I didn't do it myself. I don't know why. But I feel like since YouTube deleted the video, or I don't know what happened to it, I feel like doing round 2. I feel like doing it again and hoping that this time YouTube doesn't delete it. Because I don't know why they would. That's just the thought. It's just playing through the game again with a drinking game and just hoping that, hey, maybe this time YouTube doesn't delete the video. But the problem with that video is, similar to what I was saying with, Into the Pit, but it's really more so applied to Doki, where, we have to set aside, 7-8 hours to be able to play Doki Doki, right? Because when it comes to a drinking game, you kind of have to do it all in one go. You can't really, drink for an hour, end stream, come back a few days later, come back round 2, right? That's not how it works, right? You kind of have to do it all in one go. And since Doki is like 7-8 hours, you kind of have to do it for 7-8 hours in a row. So that's one where I really have to make time. But we'll see. It's something that's always been on my mind of doing. So, I don't know, maybe. Plus, I just have the itch again of doing something Doki Doki related because I love it. Am I the biggest Doki Doki Literature Club fan out there? Maybe. I'm not afraid to admit that because the game is legitimately good. Right? And as much as, my friends, the group rip on me for liking it, and that's fine. The fact that Dakota played the game and he admitted that he liked it, that's all the information I need to know, right? So you can't make fun of me because it's legitimately a good game. And that's it. Well, it's fine though. I like what I like. It's a horror game, and there is way more that meets the eye, which I like it. And man, if Doki Doki had an anime, I would watch that in a heartbeat. Quite literally, I would not, be questioning, oh, maybe I watch, Naruto again. Maybe I watch JJK. No. The next anime I would watch is Doki Doki. I would not think twice. Hell, I probably would watch Doki Doki before I watch Dragon Ball, if I'm being honest. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Doki will also probably never get sequels, which is probably a good thing because the original is iconic and great for a reason. And I do understand why they don't want to make a sequel because, let's say the sequel comes out and it's bad, then that kind of ruins the game. That kind of ruins the series now. The first one, the original, doesn't look as good anymore, right? If the sequel is bad. And that's not just, Doki, that's a lot of games out there where a sequel comes out, it's not as good as the original, and now it's like, oh, the sequel wasn't good, so clearly the whole series wasn't good. And the original looks way worse now because the sequel is bad. I mean, look what happened to, Spider-Man PS4 and, PS5, right? With Spider-Man 2. The original Insomniac Spider-Man game came out, and it seemed like people at university loved it. It was great. And the Miles Morales game, people liked it. Not as much as the Spider-Man PS4 game, but, people still liked it for the small contained story was DLC. But then Spider-Man 2 came out, and it was a disappointment. It wasn't as good as the first one. And now people are saying, Spider-Man PS4, it's not that great of a game, right? So I totally get it of why you probably don't want to make a sequel, right? The original is good and special for a reason, so let's just keep it at that, as opposed to making a sequel that could inevitably tarnish everything and ruin everything. But I'm just saying, I would love it. But I get it. I understand both sides. Not playing defense. All right. Man, even when I'm not playing defense and playing with one hand, I still get assists. Am I good? Or am I good? The answer is yes. So yeah. So I get it. I understand why you don't want to make sequels of Doki Doki, but I'm just saying, man, that would be great. Even though the worry of it tarnishing the brand, it's way more of a risk than a reward, right? You can make a good sequel and it's like, okay, people that, play the original will get the sequel and they'll like it. So it's okay, great. And that's it. It's just an extension of an already good game. But if it's bad, now you give people fuel to say, oh, well, the original game wasn't good. It was, nothing too special. People overhype it. So it's like, there's no point. The original is special and kind of for a reason, so let's keep it at that. I saw the shooting guard open. That's why I was waiting to pass in the ball. But of course, people are annoying, especially when you bring the center. But we're good though. We are outplaying our matchup. We're playing well this game. So I am mad. So what else to talk about? We talked about future streams, Doki Doki, games that are ruined because of sequels, animes, what else? It's a good question. What else to talk about? No one was moving. I would like to have a great transition, fast break, pass for easy points, but nope, no one was moving, of course. I love it when my teammates never move. Makes my job way easier. And no, I'm not being sarcastic. Good shot. Once again, not being sarcastic. See, there you go. Look what happens when you move on a transition fast break and you're moving. Easy points, easy assists. Man, should have had that. But it's all good. Man, That sucked. No one helped me in the paint. Mine. Look at me getting buckets from everyone on the court. He got his own rebound? Okay. How did he get his own rebound there? Like, that is wild. That is wild. He got his own rebound. Playing well. Outplaying, out dominating our matchup, which honestly, that's my main job. If we can also play better than our matchup, then I'm even more doing my job. So I'm having a good game. I'm liking it. Liking it so far. And honestly, we have barely been paying attention. I've been more focused on, sharing my views on sequel games that have been disappointing, animes, Doki Doki Literature Club, the drinking game, right? I've been more focused on that than the game itself, where I'm like, oh, we have 8 points and 8 rebounds. I haven't been paying attention. I've just been focused on talking. Thank you. Indeed, Cade me. Board. Okay, that's fine. Run up me. Come on, you can go faster than them. Thank you. I know we have like a 60 speed, and we're running the Nikola Jokic motion style, who, let's face it, he's not known for his, 9.9 speed. But come on. Board. Never mind. And the point guard of their team quit, so... Alright, I guess that makes their job even easier. Damn it. I was just out of position there, so that was a good move by them. So I'll admit it. When the other team makes a good play, I'll give them props. It was good. I liked it. I'm not going to like that because you're just annoying. I'll praise you when it's appropriate. As if there's any doubt. That is why you have a 9-9 free throw. Are we losing? We are. I have no idea how. Right? I have no idea how we're losing. I'm playing very well. Like, look how well I'm playing. But we're down by almost 10? How? Right? How are we losing? It makes no sense. Like, I am completely dominating my matchup. Let's see. The power forward quit, but, I mean, he let his guy drop 17. Small forward has 10. I guess the small forward and power forward are at fault. And one of them quit after letting their guy drop 17. So, I guess that helps. Right? I guess that helps us maybe come back. His power forward was actually being a detriment. So it's probably good that he quit. That was nice. Board. You can make threes. You're so annoying. You don't look like a guy who can make threes. Shooting for 7 for 7, so I ain't mad. It got him on the air, and alright. I made the right read, I made the right move, and I still got punished. That's fine. Right? I mean, it's not enough that I pump faked, waited for him to jump in the air, and then I made my move. Right? That's not enough. Right? I intentionally waited for him to be in the air, and that's when I shot the ball. Right? That's not enough. Right? Me pump faking, waiting for him to be in the air, and then I make my move because then he's out of position. We still missed it. So what more do you want from me? Maybe that was a bad shot by me. I'll admit that. That one was a bad shot. I feel like I was confident earlier that I was shooting 7 for 7, and now I'm not. Now I'm not confident. Well, we are still playing better than matchup, so maybe we should still be confident. I don't know. I'm conflicted. What do you think the small forward's saying now he's in game, or that he's been game chat? I have no idea. Maybe now I'm shooting bad on, shooting bad shots. But if that's the case, I know you're not talking because you're shooting 1 for 5, and you have 3 points. So I know you're not talking about shooting bad, right? I know you're not talking. course. Of course. 2K players, annoying 2K players do what annoying 2K players do. I can't say I'm surprised. I can't say I'm surprised about that either. Sometimes I just hate my team. Why can't my friends be on so we don't do stuff like that? So stuff like that doesn't happen. Like, I pass you the ball, and then right as I pass you the ball, that is when you decided, yeah, you know what? Now that I passed the ball, that's going to be a perfect opportunity to run right into the other team. So I get the turnover because you decided that's going to be the perfect time to run into someone else. You were open before when I passed the ball, but by the time it's going to you, yeah, now I'm going to start stand by other team. Yep, that makes sense. Just rimmed out, of course. How are we shooting server 12? Okay, that's still not too bad. Still above 50%. Maybe I'm leading the team in points? If so, that's even better. Quickie check. We're stuck on the team. We're nearly leading the team in points. So, I am mad. We're still shooting pretty efficiently. Look at me getting double teamed. But I'm still leading the team in points. Ah, come on. Well, we went 1 for 2 tonight on random rec games, but that's fun. I would say of all the 3 games we played, stat-wise we did pretty good. We did good in all 3 games. So none of the losses were our fault. Especially this game where we completely dominated our matchup and we still lost. Because of that. Right. We still lost even though it was not our fault at all. We still played the best on the team. And our stats prove it. Us leading the game in points proves it. Add more. Because why not? We lost, so might as well just go for stats. Have a near 2020 game. But oh no, the game is our fault because that's why we lost, even though I had a 2020 game. Yep. That's why we lost. Don't worry about me completely dominating my matchup. Having a near 20 for 20 game. Oh no. That game was my fault. Anyway. Alright, whether this is all for saying, who knows? But doesn't matter. That's why we went apart, chat, is because I don't want to deal with people in game chat. At all. That's just a waste of energy, a waste of time. The 2K community is the most toxic community in existence, and I will die on that hill. I'll stay on the hill. The 2K community is the worst, most toxic gaming community out there. And, you know, being in game chat just invites toxicity. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be somewhere that invites and encourages toxicity. I'd much rather avoid it any way I can. It's very simple fits, but we avoid toxicity, so why not? Alright. Let us end stream. Also, if you haven't seen, American Express stuff is here because it is double rep. If you wear American Express stuff. As far as how long it goes on, 23 hours. Include the Rise, the Elite, Courts on the Beach, Anti-Up in the Theater. Earn double rep. Okay. I would say the only reason why we would get American Express stuff, because it doesn't look good at all, just being honest. I would see the only reason we would get this stuff is like, you know, the group is on, you know, tomorrow, and we could run, you know, theater, you know, for a while on stream and utilize double rep, because then maybe we get starter 3, you know, faster than, you know, February, March, like we originally predicted in the beginning of this stream, right? But if they're not going to be on, especially for long, then I don't see a point in getting the American Express stuff. I don't see a point then, right? We can't utilize the double rep then if we don't get to reap the benefit. It's just, we got double rep, cool. We don't get to take advantage of it. And now we have this American Express thing that we're never going to wear ever. But we have it. I don't know about you, but all this stuff, I'm not a fan of. Not a fan of any of this stuff. And this stuff is back. It was great. I would say the only thing I would get out of this is this. Right? I don't know why, but I'm a sucker for the graphic design shirts where, you know, it warps around the shirt and the shoulder and emerges through. It's one big image. It feels like it's lively. So I would get something like this. But other than that, don't really see a point. We do have the could have been Records medallion. Why we have it? Well, because Dakota has it. So why not? And that's it. So yeah. So I feel like that's going to do it for this Solo Rec late night stream, because it's currently around 2:30. 2:30. I mean about 2:50. God damn it. I was just watching clips of South Park today, so that's always just on my mind. So I think that's going to do it for this stream. So I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, potentially stuff in the future. FNAF in the Pit, Doki Doki Drink Game. Hopefully YouTube doesn't delete this time or whatever happened there. And yeah, maybe potentially for more 2K streams. That'll be nice, but similar with the anime stuff, I have no idea what to expect. So I'm like, you know what? Just take it one day at a time and we'll just see what happens. Let us leave on breathe. Yeah. I think we haven't ended on stream on this one in a while, so why not?